all the Fearless Morning shows over there as well as subscribe. They can listen to the podcast. They can watch the movies. They can read any of the 8 books. They can do all the things. So, are we ready this morning? We are giving color today. And so we are ready for all the things. All the things. All right. Now, yesterday we talked about at attention, and we talked about our attention span and what we attend to and what our attention is focused on. And we talked about that yesterday, and I really liked that yesterday. I hope you enjoyed the show yesterday. Um, if you did, let me know. It says when you attain control of the internal direction of your attention, you will no longer stand in shallow water, but will launch out into the deeper life. You will walk in the assumption of the wish fulfilled as on a foundation more solid than even the earth. Listen, I have water, Joshua, and we're ready for all the things. Okay. So today we're going to talk about coordination. I want to talk about the coordination of what's fixing to happen. The coordination of what's fixing to happen, the coordination of what has been happening, and how we're going to navigate this pathway. So in the coordination of things, think of your mind like a band or a store or organization or whatever, that your mind or your body operates in certain ways. It is the coordination of all those things that get you to where you need to be. And we talked about that attention. What we pay attention to on yesterday is where we're going and what is highlighted. But it is also when we start paying attention to those things, we are coordinating those things to happen in our life. Meaning the more attention that I pay, am I frozen everywhere? There I go. I thought I was frozen. The more attention I pay to the coordination of things, the more attention I put in it, the more it's going to coordinate to give me what I need, even if I don't need that thing. So even though I don't want less money, because my attention is there, the coordination of my mind and my body begins to align to give me that thing. We talk about all the time what you think is what your body gives you. And so if my attention, if that's the thing that I am intent on and I'm drawing attention to it, I'm going to begin to coordinate some things. So on your healing journey, you got to begin to coordinate some things. It may be you, right, Joshua? It makes a beautiful orchestra. Either it's going to make music or it's going to make noise. And this is where we're identifying the crazy. So as you are coordinating things and you have marked that healing marker in your body, right? And now we start to coordinate your healing past this point. You got to start adding in coordinations of things. So if anybody knows me, you know my socks never match what I have on. Never, never, never. I don't care if I'm in a suit and I think I'm the flyest thing in the world. Guarantee I have on orange, green, pink, purple socks with my shoes. And I don't care that it shows. My socks just don't match. And that is my way of standing out to myself. And I enjoy colorful socks. So if you ever see me, my socks will never, ever match what I have on. It is in the coordination of everything as you're picking out your colors, as you're deciding on your healing, or let's be fair, if you're deciding on your chaos, if you're deciding on the crazy life you want to continue to live, you begin to coordinate some things. Like, I know I'm going to be broke on Friday, so let me coordinate what I'm fixing to do so that when I'm broke on Friday, I can now understand, or I can deal with the fact that I'm broke on Friday. Here's an example. I know I'm going to be broke on Friday, so let me go ahead and coordinate the story I'm getting ready to tell myself as to why I'm broke. Let me go ahead and justify why I'm about to be broke on Friday, why Monday I ain't got no money, or why this didn't happen. Let me go ahead and coordinate that thought process. Let me go ahead and coordinate how I'm going to start this relationship, but it's absolutely not going to, it's not going to work. I already know it's not going to work. It's not going to work because all men are crazy. All women are crazy. It's just not fixing to work. That's what I know. So let me go ahead and coordinate my story to tell that. Same thing with your healing. When are you going to coordinate your healing? It could be, if you're a God's girl, you're reading your Bible, your prayer, your meditation, your quiet time. It could be you reading a book. It could be you watching a YouTube video. It could be you changing your atmosphere. It could be you being mindful of the words that are coming out of your mouth so that you begin to coordinate your healing. So I can't say I want to heal and then my coordination says I don't. Yeah, I remember my friend, and I got to stop using the word friend so loosely. The little girl I grew up with, I used to babysit her and I saw her in the store and she looked not well. And I told my mama it looked like she was enjoying not being well. Some people coordinate that. They coordinate that crazy. Like I love chaos so much that it's going to continue in my life. So every day, whether we are intentional about it or not, we are coordinating how the outcome is about to be. Well, thank you, Joshua. I appreciate that. Listen, I look forward to seeing your smiling face every morning. Everybody on here. I appreciate that y'all hang out with me. And as we coordinate our mornings together, we are all intentional about how we're going to set our day up. We're intentional about what we're going to say, what we're going to do. Even if we're not really clear about what we're going to say, we're going to do, we're rolling in the direction that we want to go. And so as we begin to coordinate things, as they begin to show up more for us, the more we coordinate on this end, and the more we see the outcome of it, the more I coordinate a different mindset or a different thought, the outcome that I see is totally different. So in your coordination of things today, as you're putting things together today, as you're putting things in place, like I'm going to coordinate lunch with this person. I'm going to coordinate my day so I can achieve this, this, and this. I'm going to coordinate this, this, and this. I'm going to coordinate my prayer time, my quiet time, my meditation time, my Bible time, my reading time, my study time. Listen, when I sit down and I became intentional about this self-care, because self-love is gangster. When I became intentional about that thing, I coordinated time for JoJo to just have time to read. Good morning, Tammy. I set aside time just for me to read. I didn't do anything else. It might have been 30 minutes. It could have been an hour, but that was my time to read. Like when the kids was younger, I played with them from 8 to 9. 9 to 10 was my quiet time. 10 o'clock, I started back to school. I did what I needed to do. Absolutely, Josh. We're going to change the world. And we shall. So on this great day, as you begin to coordinate things, as you begin to set yourself up for success, right? As you begin to do that, look at the things that you're beginning to put together. And what is the puzzle? What is the puzzle pieces that you have that you're putting together that you're coordinating with the rest of your life? What is that? What does it look like? And as you are coordinating that, you are also giving yourself an introduction to yourself as you begin to do that. As you begin to do that, as you begin to coordinate stuff, you begin the introduction of yourself to yourself, and you begin to prepare that self for the outside world. So when I began this journey 17 years ago, I introduced myself to myself. Hey, JoJo, my name is JoJo. How are you? You've been living this way for a very long time. So I'm going to begin to coordinate a different space for us, a different way of living. I want us to live past all this crazy and chaos. I know that right now You can't say those words, so I'm going to say them for you. And I'm going to hold space for you, JoJo, in this moment until you can catch up to me. That was me introducing myself to me, the new me. It came with books, it came with videos, it came with teachers and learning and quiet and meditation and being intentional about the things. And so as I began that journey, things began to coordinate to set me up for things to happen, for things to achieve. So the more I focused on my healing, things began to coordinate a certain way. When I moved out of my own way and made room for me, things began to coordinate a different way. Meaning, I deserve love. That coordinated different ways. I deserve a better paying career. That coordinated in different ways. I deserve and allowed to have. But I had to begin to coordinate my thought process. Remember yesterday that what we attend to and what I'm drawing in, I had to be mindful of that and all the subconscious thoughts that go with it. That's an ugly space to live. It is a very ugly space to live because, and as you go through it, the more you go through it, the quicker you can move through it, because then you're gonna call you on you. You're like, JoJo, wait a minute. Now your coordination of the pattern has always been this. And we see this getting ready to happen. So we want to let you know that you've always done this and this is the result you've always gotten. So do you want a different result? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, then you're going to have to do something different. If the answer is no, I don't want a different result, then by all means, continue coordinating how you've been coordinating. Make sure y'all check out Joshua. He's talking about Black men and emotions this month. Joshua will post his link in here as well. So on this great, most amazing day, as you coordinate the things, as you are setting yourself up for success, because that's what it is. You're setting yourself up for success. You are coordinating your successful return to you. So as I introduce myself to me and I held space for me, and as I was looking at the coordination of things and I began to call myself out on some things that were not working for me, and as I did the back end work, so that people, when they see the front end, they be like, JoJo, how did you do that? It was years of back end work. It was years of things you don't see. It's years of reading books, studying, listening, learning, applying, figuring out my own take of it so that I can present it in a different way. Now, when I began this journey 17 years ago, I could not fathom, could not think about, couldn't even comprehend this end. 5 years ago, or 6 years ago, I never would have thought this either. Ever. But the coordination of your steps, they can, if you're intentional about it, will lead you to the path that you've been seeking. Yep, absolutely, Joshua. Every single day. It is being intentional and consciously aware of that thing every single day. So we talked about, and y'all, we can, like I said, if you go back to January the 3rd and start there and move up, this has been quite the little thing, especially the hidden secrets. Walk towards your walls so you learn what your limitations are. That's a quote by JoJo. I like that because if I never go to my limitations, I never know if I can go past them. I honor my limitations by looking at them and never going past them. Joshua, listen, you do the work, friend, and you end up at your final destination that you were dreaming about. If we never question our boundaries, our limitations, and we honor our limitations, I honor that I can't make any money. I honor I can't go any further. I honor that this is the way it's going to be. If I continue to honor that, I will never know if I can get past my limitations, because I don't, my intent, my intention, and my coordination says I'm not going to. So why would I work towards something that I'm not going to get past anyway? Because it's never my intention to get past it. My intention was never to work past it. My intention was to just live in it, say, well, my mom and them lived in it and my dad and them lived in it, and that's all I got. So that's what I'm going to live in. And you don't. And then you don't know the limitations. So walk towards your walls. Walk towards the things. And this is the scary part. Walk toward the things that scare the hell out of you. Walk, especially if it's the thing that is separating you from where you are to where you want to be. If it is separating you from where you are to where you want to be, walk towards it to see what it is. Is it really a limitation? And I've given 1,000 examples of that. The mountain and the molehill, we did a whole class on that. We talked about Joshua in the Bible and the giant. We've given that example. Walk towards those walls, because you will never know what your limitations are. Thank you, Joshua. You will never know what your limitations are if you're standing afar back and assuming that those are giants over there in the land. You never know if that's opportunity or limitation. You have to go see. You can walk, even if you got to crawl, friend, and you arrive at your destination and you see it was only your thought, the thought that you were attending to, the thought that you kept increasing and trying to grow that didn't need to grow. And when you show up at a different location, absolutely, Joshua, and break them down. But when you show up there and realize it was nothing of what you thought, then life begins. Then now you can begin to coordinate for it. Now you can be confident in your coordination. Now you can be confident in the colors that you putting together. Now you can see what's fixing to work and what ain't. But if you never walk towards that wall, if you never coordinate your thoughts, if it never shows up, if you never know if it's a limitation or opportunity, you will never coordinate it. So if I don't know if this is a limitation or opportunity, I will always coordinate a limitation. I will always coordinate something that doesn't serve me, because that's what my attention goes to first. Man, you can't hold a good and a bad thought at the same time. Whichever one is dominant is going to win. So you may say, I'm having a bad day, but it's going to be a really good day. But your mind is set on, I'm having a bad day. That is the thought that is the strongest. That's the thought that will win. That's the thought that you will attain. And that's the thought that you'll begin to coordinate. Jojo, I'm trying my best to have a good day. I really am. Is your focus on running away from the good day or being in the good day? Is your focus on all the bad things or all on the good things? Whichever one, whether you decide or not, you decided. Whether you wanted to coordinate or not, you did. Whether you wanted that to be your destination or not, you arrived there simply from lack of participation. We've got to participate in life. That's what we have to do. So on this great, most amazing day, as you begin to coordinate things and put them together, as you begin to think about the pieces of the puzzle that you're putting together, does this piece match where I'm going? And I had to think about that, like, for real, relationships and friendships. Now listen, I may have made some decisions, and that was the best decision I could have made at that moment with the information that I had. Does this fit where I am? Yes or no? Does this fit where I'm going? Yes or no? Does this fit for what I need right now? Yes or no? It's okay to say those things, and it's okay to say, I made a mistake, but for where I was right then, this was the best thing for me. It gave me what I needed. Now that I've gotten what I needed and I have coordinated the next step, I'm free to move on. Some of us are afraid to move on because we made a mistake in our thought process, or we're scared and we assume we got to stay in that when we don't have to. We don't have to. So on this great, most amazing day, I want you to have the most amazing day ever. I want you to be peaceful, period, because there's absolutely nothing after that. Okay? Ain't nothing after that. Walk towards your walls today to see if that's really a limiting thought process or not. Is it really, or is it just I'm afraid to trust myself with my decision-making abilities again? That could absolutely be it. I've been there before where I was like, I made so many stupid mistakes. I don't even trust myself to make another one. It's okay. And then when you become confident in your decision-making abilities, don't allow others who are there for your stupid mistakes to remind you of your stupid mistakes. And then we have to be careful that we don't remind people of that either. You always did this and this and this. That may be true. But I'm trusting myself with my new decision-making abilities. And therefore, I'm moving past that. I'm coordinating something new and different. You're entitled to that. You deserve that. It is your right. So on this great day, please make sure you share the show, because sharing is caring. If your friends and family don't have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. Don't forget that the books, the movie. Yesterday, I did a podcast yesterday with I forgot the name of the show. Oh, The Real Talk. The Real Talk. And we talked about opportunities. You'll be able to listen to it on NPR radio. It is also a blog. It is also a podcast. It's called The Real Talk. And we talked about opportunities yesterday. It was a great conversation. Talked about opportunities of Black versus white, and where's the opportunity gap, and where do they lie, and what does that look like, and how do we overcome it? So it was 30 minutes. It was a great conversation. So it's called The Real Talk. So I'll be posting that soon and very soon. All right, guys. Oh, and then my friend from across the pond from the UK, I will be on his podcast again in, I think we're coming up in February. So I will be posting that as well. So you can be out on the lookout for that. Don't forget, I do book clubs. So I have workbooks that go with my first 2 books. So if you're hosting a book club or would like to host a book club with me, let me know. Here you go. That's the link, and you can schedule some time so that we can talk about possibly doing a book club where we go. You will get a copy of my book and a copy of the workbook, and we go week by week. And I mean, chapter by chapter, page by page. And we look at, we talk about my story, and you're able to ask me any questions that you may have. So on this great day, I hope you have the most amazing day. Thank you for hanging out with me this morning. I greatly appreciate you. And I will see you guys here bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good one.